Good evening.
Two stories today about rules that bend when someone powerful enough leans on them. FIFA reversed a red card for an American striker at the World Cup.
Now two men who run English football want to know how that happened.
Meanwhile, Canada is trying to talk Washington out of tariffs that arrive in days. Sometimes the ask works, sometimes it doesn't.
FIFA is facing criticism from the top of English football over a decision that let an American striker keep playing at the World Cup. Balogun was sent off during the tournament last month. That red card should have triggered an automatic ban for the next match. But FIFA reversed course. Balogun was allowed to play on for the United States. Now two of the most senior figures in the English game have spoken out against that U-turn. Richard Masters and Howard Webb have joined forces to condemn the decision. The controversy centres on whether the rules were applied fairly. Balogun plays his club football in England, which has drawn the two men into the debate. Sky Sports reported this. A massive attack on the Ukrainian capital has killed at least 12 people. 33 others were injured in the strikes on Kyiv. Russia launched the assault overnight. President Putin ordered the operation. The attack has prompted a response from neighboring Poland. Warsaw says it is now activating a range of defensive measures. Poland shares a border with Ukraine. The strikes are unfolding just across that frontier. The Polish government has not specified which defensive systems it is deploying. Independent reported this. A police operation went badly wrong when a deck gave way beneath officers. Body camera footage has just been released showing the moment the structure collapsed in Huntsville, Missouri. The officers were there to serve a warrant when the deck suddenly broke apart. The video captures the team falling as the wooden platform fails underneath them. All of this happened during what appears to have been a routine law enforcement operation. The footage offers a rare glimpse of the unexpected dangers police can face. Even standard procedures can turn hazardous in an instant. Huntsville is a small town in north-central Missouri. Al Jazeera reported this. The Supreme Court has weakened the Voting Rights Act. Republicans then redrew voting district maps in ways that Democrats say hurt black voters. Now Democrats in Alabama are trying to turn that anger into political action. They want black voters to push back against the new maps and the court's decision. The effort extends beyond Alabama as well. Democrats across the country are watching to see if this becomes a rallying point. The Voting Rights Act was passed decades ago to protect minority voters from discrimination. The Supreme Court's recent ruling reduced some of those protections. That opened the door for states to change their districts with less federal oversight. New York Times reported this. Young men are being recruited into misogynistic online communities through their interest in science fiction and fantasy. Researchers have found that fandoms around things like Doctor Who and Star Wars are being used as entry points to what's known as the manosphere. Some of those young men have now spoken out about how they were drawn in. They say mainstream geek culture served as a pipeline. The researchers described the manosphere as having moved out of the fringes. It's now reaching a much wider audience than before. The findings suggest online spaces that seem harmless can become recruiting grounds for extreme views about women. ABC Australia Justin reported this.
Researchers say online spaces built around science fiction and fantasy have become recruiting grounds for misogyny.
Young men describe being drawn in slowly.
That is one pipeline. Here is another kind of pressure. Canada is trying to head off American tariffs that could reach 50% on goods from hockey sticks to dairy.
The United States is threatening new tariffs on Canadian goods. The duties could reach as high as 50%. Canada is now racing to avoid them. The tariffs would hit a wide range of products coming across the border. Hockey sticks would be affected. So would building materials, clothing and dairy products. The threat puts pressure on trade between the two countries. American consumers could end up paying more for these goods if the tariffs take effect. NBC News reported this. Teachers have turned down the government's latest pay offer. The Jamaica Teachers Association voted on the proposal Tuesday at their annual conference in Trelawney. 155 delegates rejected it. 54 voted in favor. The sticking points were money for uniforms and a policy on teachers who want to pursue graduate studies. Those issues remain unresolved. 213 delegates took part in the vote at the Ocean Coral Spring Resort. It was the association's 62nd annual conference. Jamaica Gleaner reported this. Real Madrid has just completed the biggest signing in the club's history. The player is Diomande, an Ivorian midfielder who starred at the World Cup earlier this year. The transfer fee also makes him the most expensive African footballer ever. Now he's signed a second deal. Sporty Group announced today that Diomande will be their new global ambassador. The partnership is described as long-term and worldwide. The announcement came just days after his move to Madrid was confirmed. Diomande joins Real Madrid fresh from his performances at the 2026 World Cup in North America. His double role as player and commercial ambassador reflects his growing profile in world football. Ghana Soccernet reported this.
A basketball player is facing criticism over a social media post about white privilege. Diomande Carrington, who plays guard for the Chicago Sky, has been involved in an on-court confrontation with Sophie Cunningham of the Indiana Fever. The incident has sparked ongoing controversy. Carrington has now responded to her critics. She's told them to do their research about the post. The dispute continues to generate attention across professional women's basketball. BBC Basketball reported this.
A new cancer treatment has shown encouraging results in its final round of testing. Patients with melanoma who received a combination of a vaccine and an existing drug went longer without their cancer coming back. The vaccine is made by Moderna. The drug company Merck is also involved in developing the treatment. The existing drug used in the trial is called Kyiv. The combination worked better than Kyiv on its own. That matters because melanoma is one of the most dangerous forms of skin cancer. Investors responded quickly. Stock prices for both Moderna and Merck jumped sharply after the results were announced. CNBC reported this.